one. Let's go, lesbians! Huzzah!
Yeah.
Woo! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Into the Multiverse. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm eating an orange right now. And Into the Multiverse is a series of D&D campaigns, all set in the world of Gostar. And this particular campaign is set in the timeline or the alternate universe that follows the PP Rebellium. So each game that takes place Into the Multiverse is set in an alternate timeline or different reality. So today we follow the PP Rebellium, who have just narrowly escaped a massive avalanche that decimated the recent town that they were in, where they were imprisoned. We have discovered that Shahil has given away the Ring of Tyr to the king of the previous city that they're in. Then that king disappeared, and as soon as he disappeared, not long after that, a massive storm began to brew at the highest mountain peaks of Jotunheim, with the realm where everyone currently is. Everything's gone tits up, but before we get into that, and I'll do a little recap of everything else that happens soon, we're going to go around, get to know our wonderful players. So we'll start with yourself, Sharis, playing Rael.
Hello, my name is Sharis, and I do play Rael, who is a changeling paladin under the Oath of Glory, and his deity is called Demu. She's very lovely. He's a bit of a mama's boy. He's very strict and stern, but has a good heart. He's also known as one of the dads of the group. And yeah, he's been piggybacking Shahil at the moment because he's lost his legs, so he's helping him out at the moment.
Yeah.
And also revived Wisteria.
Yeah. Do some healing shit.
Yeah.
So the PB Rebellion took quite a blow in the last game, and more on that soon, but yeah. Brilliant. Thank you very, very much. All right. We'll go to yourself, Kat, playing Quill Zorka.
Hello. My name is Kat. I play Quill. She's a thievling bard / rogue / something else now, which I can say is a cleric. She's a cleric now. Which is surprising because she's a cleric of the grave, so she's not doing much. I don't think she wants to do much healing. Just kill people. She's gonna make you graves. There you go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's fun. She is the wine aunt of the group, and her beautiful son Grug is over there. Her big 9-foot boy.
Hello.
That she has adopted. Exactly. We nearly died last session, and Quill now has a shit list. A person added to the shit list. She doesn't have a shit list before. It was a short shit list. Now she has another person to it.
Very Arya Stark of you.
Yeah, she's got her death list.
I love it.
Coming up.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Exciting.
No worries.
I feel like you're all going into your emo stage as a party as a whole, which is very exciting. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kat. We'll head over to yourself there, Maggie. If you would like to introduce Oscar Magnolium.
Yes, absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name is Maggie, and I play as Oscar Magnolium, who is your lovely neighborhood, friendly furbulk druid. Oh my god, druid of dreams. He's a very lovely fella. He's very big and likes giving hugs. And usually he's like the emotional support of the group and dad number 2. Although he's the dad that is full of anxiety and is trying to take care of everyone at the same time and is really trying his best. He's very religious and believes in the Mother Doe that gives him some very, very amazing nature powers. And then recently he encountered a new being that is impacting his powers right now, and that will slowly be revealed at some point. But it is a secret for now. But that is fun. And last session, sadly, there was a lot of loss for him, especially Wisteria and Ghostly. Wisteria being the closest party member to him, and Ghostly being his love interest, falling dead, is gonna impact him a lot. So we're gonna see how that turns.
Yeah. Wants to find out what's going to happen. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited for all these emotions. Thank you, Maggie. All right. And now we head over to Marissa playing Wisteria Spoons.
Hello, my name's Marissa, and I play Wisteria Spoons. She is a lovely little tiefling Fey Lord who is an Arcana cleric. Last session, she died very dramatically, passed out a couple times, and then full dead. I am happily revived, but holding on to a singular 1 HP. So we will see how it goes. I have a bet that I will die within the first 5 minutes. But we will hold on hope.
We will see. All right.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. Now we're going to head over to yourself, Cassiel, playing Shahil.
Yeah, Gabriel. So, Cassiel, I play Shahil, who is a bard of glamour. And now something else. Last session.
Changes.
Yeah. Last session didn't do much. He lost his leg again. Ran around. He actually didn't. He was piggybacked all the way. And he very gently slapped Wisteria. And now he's just kind of chilling on his alive dead interests back. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, more on what's going on with you two. There's gonna be a lot of revealing of stuff in this game. It seems like a lot of changes of characters. This is a huge turning point for the whole party. And Patema, would you like to introduce who died in the last game?
Yeah, well, usually I play Ghostly O'Keefe, the greatest wizard in all of Gostar. But then last session, Gabriel killed her because he's a monster who hates fun.
Yeah.
So this week I'm playing a different character.
Yeah. More
until
on the character soon.
Until and if the party revive Ghostly.
Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. They don't really seem like the type that would kind of really care about Ghostly all that much. I don't think.
Yeah, totally no.
I think Ghostly's made
Leave
it
it last minute.
I don't want my sister back at all.
But yes, fingers crossed they have some sort of solution or find some sort of solution today.
Well, maybe there is a bathhouse.
Do you know baths usually fix
Baths,
everything in the
yeah.
world of Gostar? So
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta have a bath.
We love some naked bonding. It's okay if there's a corpse floating. It's fine.
She's vibing.
If you just turn on the bubbles, it looks like they're alive.
Oh God!
Sorry, very dark. Hello, everybody. I am Gabriel Galway. I'm the DM, the Dungeon Master. I've created the world. I put the obstacles and story threads in front of this party, and they grab hold of them, destroy them, do whatever they want with them, and we are back and forth reacting to each other, creating this long epic tale of the PP Rebellion. So, as of last, for an update as of what's happened so far, the PP Rebellion have been on a quest to make their way to the Temple of Demu, which has been corrupted by a being known as the Dreamer. Hoping to make their way there, they went to Grimwald, eventually were captured, were brought further north for a trial. For real, I've got hiccups. This is a terrible time to get hiccups. I'm very sorry. But as they were traveling there to head to the trial, they were ambushed, captured again, brought to another city where they were imprisoned, and during that time the king of that city made a deal with Shahil. He wanted the ring in Shahil's chest in exchange for the freedom of his friends and for a personal agenda of Shahil's to be fulfilled. He accepted reluctantly, freed the party, and a Fey Lord child known as Blight Darklight entered and just went ballistic, took out a bunch of the party. In order to try to stop him or slow him down, Quill, you struck his lamp, which captures the souls of other Fey Lords, on his weapon. With the help of Grug, smashed it, released all of the souls that he had captured over hundreds of thousands or thousands of years. They were all released, and as they were released, they tried to grab as many people with them. And so Ghostly's soul and Wisteria's soul were grabbed and taken off into the afterlife, as they were the kind of you can still hear her voice in the wind. Not having a moment to think, you all had to escape as an avalanche was now taking place due to the fact potentially that the ring had been given away and been destroyed. The ring being the fragment of Tyr's soul that is keeping a winter army from waking up in the mountains. And now the Winter King is having his vengeance. He's unleashing his vengeance upon all of Jotunheim, and an eternal winter is beginning to take shape in this world. You managed to dash out of that castle, get on some horse and carts, which were quickly destroyed, and you slid down an avalanche. And while this is all happening, Rael, you had a vial given to you by the Mother Doe. You gave it to Wisteria. Wisteria was revived. In that moment, you cast the spell. What was it again? It was you cast a spell to teleport everyone, essentially, Wisteria, back to Grimwald, a sanctuary of sorts for you, because it is filled with all of these holy buildings. And that is where we pick up. You have all just slammed down on the hard stone of Grimwald in the religious quarters, the massive religious courtyard where many of these holy buildings reside. Right below the massive, or like in the walls of the holy district. So within this holy district, there's a giant skull of a fallen god, where several religious buildings have been built inside of, particularly chapel to Thoros, the god of the skies and storms, and the weather in general, and the Morrigan, the god of death. So you're in this quarters now, gaining a few glances from a few people here and there who've just seen you slam down into this courtyard. Ghostly's lifeless body collapses down in a pile of snow, but you just manage to catch her Oscar as she does. You catch your breath, beaten, bruised, bloody. You're here in Grimwald, you're safe for now. And the last thing you see, or the last thing you saw when we last left the game, is you looked up over the horizon and you saw a massive storm brewing on the mountain peaks up north of Jotunheim, far, far off towards the north. Huge dark clouds with blue lightning crackling inside are beginning to spread through the skies of Jotunheim. So,
It's epic.
Well, shit.
Sitting here now in the courtyard, gathering yourselves, catching your breath finally, looking off in the distance at the many avalanches falling from all these mountain peaks like waterfalls or like the ocean toppling over the peaks of them, knowing that you escaped that and that you're here now safe. What do you do? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
I want to cast Prayer of Healing first.
Yeah, 100%.
Before I move anywhere. So it is like, it does take 10 minutes. So I guess
Yeah.
whilst we're all probably talking about our next steps, Wisteria will just go on her knees and cast it. It only works on 6 creatures.
Okay.
Up to 6 creatures.
I think Grug's pretty fine, but I mean, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you there.
Yeah.
Ghostly
Okay.
is dead. so-
Everyone gets healing.
Yeah.
That's.
Don't need it. I lost no health.
I don't care. You are getting every type of healing. Where is my? Wait,
I'm dead.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, you are.
I just
Thank you
turned
for the
back.
reminder.
You-
I say while Wisteria is doing the healing, I'm just kind of sitting in the snow on my knees with Ghostly's body and just kind of staring and shaking, saying absolutely nothing, just shocked.
Shahil is still on Rael's shoulders and, well, his back. He just kind of leans down. He's like, "I would not be a good time if I had to ask for the new leg. No,
No.
no,
No.
no. Right.
I'm just. Yeah.
Put me down."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put Shahil down and sit him by the fountain. I'll go over to Oscar and Ghostly. I'm gonna rummage, sort of squat down beside him and sort of rummage through my bag to see if I have anything else that might help. Even though sadly I do not. But do I know of any seeing as we're in sort of like a religious center, do I know if there's any points, maybe not in Grimwald, but just in general in Jotunheim or nearby, that can dabble in reviving?
You can give me a religion check.
Yeah, sure.
We have the dead bitch.
Well, the Morrigan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but
us.
she's like,
I can't believe you just called my fucking patron a bitch. Understandable.
Yeah, she-
Come on.
it's like, let me just get my character sheet.
Oh wow.
No worries.
Just
No.
while Shars is doing that,
it religion?
everyone has
Religion,
23
okay.
healing.
23
That was
hitting.
Yes, I did it on 3rd level.
23
Okay.
autos.
Yeah, everyone's got 23 hitting. Yeah.
I got a 19.
19. Okay, so yeah, you would know a few things. So Heaven's Perch, which is the massive skull where these two religious buildings are built into, is one half of it is designated to the Morgan. The Morgan claims people. She doesn't discriminate in any way, and when a life passes, it's usually gone. You have to make some sort of plea as to why that thing should stay in this world.
Right.
Yeah, if anyone can help you out right now, it would be in that temple. You know also that there are people in this Temple of Grimwald who have the ability to speak with dead. They have what's known as just a wraith tongue.
Okay. Okay.
But you yourself haven't really experienced it. This is your first time seeing a miracle like this take place with the vial of the Mother Doe, but she is also a patron of life. She is a giver of life.
Right, okay. So, it's kind of, sigh after looking through the bag and just still squatting there, like looking at Ghostly, just thinking about what to do. I'll look up at Oscar and just place a hand on his shoulder and explain about the temple that's not too far away that can give them quite a good chance, he thinks. Of course, he can't guarantee anything, but anything's worth a shot. Even if you have a very small chance of success, it's still better than nothing. As long as we can plea to bring her soul back, and hopefully something will be... It's just a major place of use, he thinks. Yeah. So he's just going to suggest that to Oscar.
Oscar is gonna listen to you explaining this, and he's just gonna glance at you very quickly, and then goes back to Ghostly. He's gonna say that there is a way. I just don't know if she would be happy with this. It's a quite odd way, but that's that's what I have been taught to do in these situations. I really don't know if this is. I guess finding a way to talk with her and seeing if she wants to be back would be quite helpful. But I have a way. But there is a sacrifice that has to be made.
Mm.
No.
Oh,
Thank you.
there are apparent, was it Wraith speakers?
Yeah.
Did you say? Yeah, Wraith speakers
Mm.
that will be able to help get in contact with her. And even though you might not be able to talk with her directly, at least there's some sort of middleman to help figure something out.
You know that typically the raid speakers are there for hire to go and speak to the people in the God's Grave. The God's Grave is a massive hole at the very back of this huge temple, the back of the skull. It's this massive, massive hole that goes on for miles. But great heroes of Jotunheim and other great mines and things are buried there usually as an honor. And it's a place where you can go and visit people from long past and hire a raid speaker to talk to them and communicate to you about what kind of life they lived, getting like knowledge or inspiration, that kind of stuff. But they might be able to also talk to someone else. But yeah, typically they are used for these very prestigious people.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I hear what's being said at the moment?
Yeah, of course, you're right there.
Right.
Mhm.
But can you not? You do that thing sometimes. Can you not speak with the dead? No.
Me?
You know, Ghost is pretty dead. Can you not?
Yeah, I can.
Eh?
I can.
Just
I've done it before for Ghostly to talk to Brian.
oh, yeah. Just go over to. I think he likes people who are a bit smaller right now because big is a little bit too scary. He's very, yeah. Better than me. I'm saying I will stay here and you will go there, please. Yes.
Don't worry. Sure. Quill's gonna take off her feather coat that she has, and she's going to. It's very small in comparison, but at least it may keep his lap warm. He's gonna place it on Shahil's lap, just like you're shivering, Shahil. You stay here for a bit. I'll go see if I can do anything.
It just about covers the stump.
Yo, Stumpy.
Stay dead, dude. He just nods and just shoo. Thank you.
Okay. Quill's gonna go over and she's going to sit on Oscar's other side, like across from him near Ghostly. And she's gonna look at him and I can try. Would you like me to try?
I think yes. Can you? This is weird. It's weird. Like she was here not so long ago, and we were talking, and now we have to use this to be able to communicate with her.
I know, but it's only for a short time. For now,
I know.
just think that she's asleep.
Quill, I have a way of sorting this out.
Mm-hmm.
We have 10 days, but can you ask her if she wants to be back? I can do things, but I really need her to be happy with this, because there's consequences.
Let me see if I can do anything. Quill is going to take her little planchette that she's made. And is there like a pile of snow or anything like dirt around that she could engrave a Ouija board kind of thing to?
Yeah. I mean, the whole ground is frozen as well. If you wanted to hack into the icy ground.
Yeah, she's gonna make a feasible Ouija board of some kind.
Get it.
Similar to what she did when she was sleepwalking or sleep possessed.
Not sponsored by Hasbro.
Oh my god.
I don't know exactly. I don't remember 100%, Gabriel, what we did to allow Brian to come back, but I think I just want to do the basic of see if she can connect with the
I'm going to
spirit
say,
through the
because
Ouija board.
you do this so often, typically this requires a 3rd level spell, which is Speak with Dead. But I'll say for the case of this, and because you're so accustomed to speaking with dead people, I will allow you to just expend a 1st level spell slot if you want to try to communicate with Ghostly here.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
All right, cool. So you can carve out the your Ouija board, and as you do make the final adjustments to that and start to communicate with Ghostly, all of the deep engravings in the ice fill with an inky black void, and the spectral feathers begin to rise from it, and Ghostly's body begins to rise up slightly up off the ground. Ghostly's eye is pitch black and kind of cries this black mist, which then dissipates into these spectral feathers. The same stuff is coming out of Ghostly's mouth, and in that moment you can ask whatever questions you would like.
Can any of us, or is it just me?
Anyone can, yeah, I think. Let me just double check. I think... Okay, yeah, so I think maybe it's just you.
Okay, that's fine. Quill's gonna look from the Ouija board to Ghostly to Oscar, and she's going to look at Ghostly back again, and just ask, "Hello, Ghostly. Do we have a plan to bring you back, but we would like to know if you would like to come back before we do it. We don't want to do anything without your consent on this."
As you ask the question, Ghostly's body twitches, kind of rolls forward off of your lap, Oscar, reaches forward with the hand, and the hand lands on the, what's it called, your planchette. And I will ask you, Patema, what is the answer?
Quill? Quill, is that you?
Hi, Ghostly.
What's going on? Where am I?
I'm sorry, hon.
What's happened?
You had kind of an accident, and you're kind of beyond our reach right now. But we can bring you back, but we just want to know if you want to come back.
Yeah,
Some
I
people.
want to come back. I don't know where I am.
Well, I think Morgan took you for a bit, but it's a bit like she's taking you for daycare. She's just babysitting for a bit. Is that okay? We can bring you back in just a bit.
All right. Well, we got important stuff to do.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah, I'd like to get back to what was we doing.
Okay. Everyone's around here. Do you want to say anything to them before I have to break the connection?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I don't know where I am.
How long, Gabe, do I have this open for?
That's for 10 minutes.
Okay. Oscar, do you wanna explain to everyone what we can do, so Ghostly can hear what will happen?
Oh, right. He's gonna look at Ghostly's body, and he's gonna try to wipe like the black tears coming out of her eyes.
Just to clarify, because Ghostly can't hear whatever Oscar is saying. Quill will.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's just looking.
So right now as well, for you, Ghostly, you are surrounded by dark shadows, kind of lost, but all you do hear is Quill's voice coming through the darkness to you.
Okay.
Oscar is gonna wipe the tears that are coming out of her eyes, and he's gonna look at Quill, being, unfortunately, when a life goes away, it's very difficult to bring it back. And the way I have been trained to do this, it sadly requires for me to create a new body for her. As this body will have to go to the mother doll to complete the life circle. But the soul, if it's willing to be back, will be back if I'm able to create a new body for her. But of course, she has to be comfortable with that.
We have to make me a new body? Will this one have 2 eyes?
Can I hear? Do I hear this?
You don't, but I guess Quill can be the
Quill just giggles a little bit and just says she wants to know if it will have 2 eyes.
I kind of giggle to myself a little bit. I say, I will make you the 2 most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
Oh, Quill, can you give Oscar a big hug from me?
Yeah, Ghostly, I will. She will quickly just tell Oscar. She wants to give you a hug, but she can't. So she asked me to do it. So she's gonna give him as big of a hug as she can manage from her little body.
He will start crying. That's it.
And with
This
that,
is.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No.
no. This is just quickly for Quill is gonna ask this before Ghostly disconnects in a way. Is there any requests, Ghostly, of what you want your body to look like? Apart from the 2 eyes.
Just a body that's really good at doing magic.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Alright.
Okay, well, I have to disconnect now, Ghostly. You'll be alone for a bit, but not for too long. Okay, I promise you.
Okay, toodaloo.
Bye.
What a sweetheart. And
I love her.
Oh, I love her so much.
you return to the darkness, and Ghostly's body drifts slowly back down, lifeless into the ground.
DM, just for context, I will attempt to cast reincarnate once I have the.
Yeah, when you have the oils.
Yes.
As the body begins to float down from the stone steps off in the distance that lead up into the open jaw of the giant skull, you start to hear the sound of footsteps and the banging of some large pole armor. You turn around to see a giant of a woman carrying the biggest hammer you've ever seen.
Oh fuck.
It's technically a mall.
Maul. I'm sorry.
But, I mean, it looks like.
For those who aren't well versed in the different types of weapons that are out there, like myself, one might think it is a giant hammer. Where the people who know their weapons would 100% understand that this is a maul that this individual carries. Fatema, would you like to describe who they see, what they see?
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, like you said, she's a massive woman. She's got like a skull war paint thing going on. She's very tall and muscular. She's not actually, even though it's very cold here, she's wearing like leather straps and furs, but she's not super like covered. She seems to just be capable of like weathering the cold weather. Yeah, she's got like she's got a short crop of black bluish hair, and she's got a massive maul on one arm over her shoulder, the maul is very it's very ornate, and on the kind of the underside of the kind of the hammer's body, the part where the handle comes out, it's got like 2 little bowls attached. So if she were to put them all down with the handle facing like up to the sky, it doubles as like a little mini altar.
Nice. Very, very cool.
Damn.
Big woman.
So
Fuck yeah.
you would see, Zian, that there are quite a few people who are being freaked out with the necromancy that's taking place in the courtyards right now. And as soon as you enter through the doors, a burst of kind of black raven feathers behind you, people immediately start to feel relieved, and they start to whisper, saying like, "Oh, ZianDiang is here. Thank goodness. Okay, she'll sort things out." They kind of give like very ginger waves in your direction before kind of dispersing, clearing your path as you make your way over to the party.
Okay, yeah, she'll walk up and she'll walk right up to Grog, and I don't think she's quite as how tall is Grog? I don't think she's quite as tall as Grog.
Yeah, he's 9 foot tall. He's huge.
No, she's only maybe 7 foot, 7.5 foot or something like that.
Yeah.
But she'll walk up to Grog and kind of like puff her chest out, kind of size him up.
What? He puffs his chest out as well, looking down at you.
And then not really actually talking directly to Grog, but more to the group in general. She'd just be like, "What is this commotion here?" Ooh, woman.
Hello. Is she talking to Grog or is she talking to everyone else?
She's talking to the party at large.
Grog,
she's
Grog
kind of talking past Grog.
Yeah.
She's definitely recognizing this guy's more bodyguard than brain kind of thing.
He definitely
Okay.
turns back as well with his arms folded. He's like, "Yes, what is going on here?" And turns back to all of you, but then kind of like has a pause and then looks back at you. "Yes," and squints a little bit.
She'll put her hand on Grog's shoulder and give him a nod.
Hello. We just lost our friend. We just were trying to check on her if she wanted to come back.
So you are the one who is speaking with Dead out here.
Yes.
I could sense.
Only one who's
How-
doing it is the little green one, actually.
Thanks, Shahil.
She's
Yeah,
gonna
give her-
she's gonna put her maul down and she's gonna lean down on one knee just to actually almost come down to Quill's level.
Still taller, but yes.
And she's gonna squint and she's gonna take a good look at Quill. You reek of death.
That may just be because I've been through that quite a few times.
Oh, that is an old friend to you. Where have you all come from? Where did this snow come from?
We were all from originally different places, but we just came back from. I don't actually know. Rael, do you know where we were? I was just kind of piggybacking there.
We were in Thialheim, just momentarily. But a avalanche fell upon a place, and we just managed to escape. That's why we ended up here.
I see. Well, the Church of the Morrigan is very welcoming to outcasts and those looking for respite. As long as you are not here to cause any more trouble, then
Oh no, definitely not. No.
Not intentionally, it seems.
your friend here is not with us any longer.
Unfortunately not, but her soul seems unready to rest.
I see. Perhaps the priests here can prepare her remains until that time. Maybe the rest of you would like to get some rest.
That would be amazing. It's very kind of you to offer.
That would be
Think
really nice, thank
It
you.
would be good for all of us to
Yes,
take a moment.
yes. Do come in and get some rest. Have a drink, have some food, and We'll
Thank
see
you.
if we can help.
Thank you very much. May I ask your name?
Me am Skull ZianDiang.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for the hospitality.
May I? And she's gonna gesture to Ghostly's body and kind of look to Oscar.
What?
May I take the body?
Oh,
You say you want to resurrect her. You probably want it to be preserved somewhat.
can I do an insight check of this person? I am extremely untrustworthy
Sure,
right now.
that's fair. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, this kind of makes sense for my emotional state right now. There's a low roll insight. Where is it?
You got a 1.
13 in total.
13 in total. What would 13 give Oscar?
She is just offering to take the body.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything nefarious. Not that she's aware of anyway. You know, it's more, you know, she's this massive furball guy is carrying around a corpse. It's kind of weird, you know. even in a church of death, it's still like, here, come on now.
Okay. Oscar is gonna be a little bit hesitant at first, but then it's like he's just gonna think about like how it's the soul that really matters, and he's gonna eventually pass Ghosty's body for. I didn't click the name of this person. Sorry, could you repeat it again?
Oh, Skull ZianDiang.
Okay. Are you okay to write it down on the chat? Sorry, is that okay?
Oh, sure thing.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Just so I get it right, I don't want to. And which pronouns would you like to be used for your character?
She, her would be perfect.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. I will give Ghosty's body to her.
And she will very respectfully pick up the body. It's not like she's tossing it over her shoulder. She'll pick up Ghosty's body, and bring it into the temple.
Perfect. Yeah. You know,
Once Ghosty's body is out of Oscar's arms, he's just kind of like holding his arms, like if he feels like something is missing out of his grip, like just holding his hands together. Weird.
Bless him.
Quill is going to take Oscar's hands, if he allows it, and just kind of give a small tug, and just say, "Come on, no point in waiting out in the cold."
He's gonna hold your hand. It's
Got
it's
it.
like you were literally holding a finger because he's big.
A part
Thank
of a
you.
finger. You gotta lean down a bit far for her to. She's gotta have her hand really high up, and you gotta like lean down a little bit to.
I'll do that.
She kind of sees it goes on and kind of again like kind of pulls Rael a little bit. Because you know he's sitting down, he doesn't want to stand up. He kind of like pulls his hair a little bit, just so he kind of comes there. He's like, you know, does the hand holding help? Does that make him that?
I think it helps calm people.
Wait, can you?
I mean, it was like when you held my hand in that tunnel. It gave me a sense of ease.
Wait, can you? He kind of like puts his arm over Rael's shoulder. He's like, "Can you carry me over to Oscar?"
Oh yeah, sure. And I'll just kind of like hoist him.
Yeah.
However he wants to be held.
Princess Carrie.
Princess Carrie. Okay. Like the king he is.
Yeah. And he kind of just looks at Oscar, looks down at his head, and he's like, "It's good. It's you don't have." He kind of takes like very gingerly takes Oscar's hand, and he's like, "You don't have to worry about the flowers for now. I can wait. It's okay."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying.
I I love him.
Probably have a lot of stress.
Oh, Oscar is kind of glancing at him, being like, just a little smile appears on his face. He looks at him, and Oscar lets go of Cole's hand for a second, and he gives Shahil a hug.
Oh, Shahil just kind of like he freezes up a little bit. He's like kind of he puts his hand like on Oscar's head, and he kind of like gently like pats it like it's. We'll figure it out. You know, we tieflings are very strong. You know, I've almost died many times, but we'll figure it out. It's okay. Yes.
Once Oscar releases you from a very tight squeeze, he's gonna like dry his face from the tears, and he's gonna like look at you for a minute, and be like, "I'm so sorry. I did not realize he's gonna look around. Is that like a tree or is it a bush? The one next to us?
Yeah, they're kind of like some small little trees.
Very clumsily, he's
Strawberries.
gonna. Huh?
Strawberries.
Okay.
Apologies.
Okay. Very clumsily, I'm gonna grab a few branches and a few of like the strawberry plants as well, and I'm gonna do mending on that to create a staff for Shahil.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that.
So it's gonna be like a very dark wood with some like a little bit like of a dark purple leafage on the top, and it has a couple of like the forest strawberries, the tiny ones.
So cute. That's so cute.
I'm
Give me
gonna
inspiration.
do your cottagecore era to you. And I'm gonna give you the stuff and say, I hope this can help at least a little bit. Sorry, don't want to make this about me. I want you to be okay as well.
With kind of looks at the staff, and he looks a little bit weirdo, and then he just kind of this is like kind of thinks about it, like his eyes kind of like roll up a bit, like he's really thinking, squinting a bit. He's like, this is like holding your hand all the time because it's made from your magic. Thank you.
I hope it is your aesthetic as well. I figured, we have red hair, strawberries, they kind of go well together, It's a look.
It's very stylish. Thank you, Orska.
Well, just gives like a very small thumbs up, just does a jump, just like so she'll see us from behind Oscar.
That's lovely. He feels a bit better about himself. He's like, yeah, I can do this emotion shit.
Yeah.
With you and your swanky new staff,
Yeah,
I'm gonna put you down. Nice. Give you to it. I'll also look over my shoulder to make sure Wysteria's okay. See if he's coming along.
Wisteria looks fucked. Like still with 1 HP, you're like fucked.
Actually, I have 24 now.
True, you've had a bit of healing. It's true.
I was gonna say, whilst all of that is happening, Wysteria's probably just in the side of a fountain, kind of like processing that whilst she was dead, Ghostly also died. And now all of a sudden they're talking of Ghostly, and she's just sat there like, okay. And I would most likely be casting Minor Illusion, and I would create a tiny Ghostly and just kind of look at her and go, we'll bring it back. Everything will be okay, and then we'll go to ZianDiang's tower, and everything will be fine there. And we'll have nice food again. We'll be together again. And you'll be alive.
Because we never covered it last time, you have been brought back from the dead. And I need you to begin this adventure of being someone who's come back from the dead. I need you to roll me a D100 to begin with. But there are... Not all is easy breezy when you come back from the dead. To begin with, you have 3 levels of exhaustion, which means you are Yeah, you can rest those off as long as you take long rests. Every long rest will remove a level of exhaustion from you. But that's the first thing I need to do is roll me a d100 now.
Look out her eyes.
Oi! Oi, I just got these. Alright, I just got these. Oh god. Okay.
100.
I'm trying to find the dice.
Fine. Take your time.
Okay, that's it's 2d10s, right? Where's the other d10? I have maybe too many dice. Okay.
You fucking think?
Alright, let's not judge.
I'm just checking for on the chart here for exhaustion because I can't. Oh, there we
We
go,
had
Is it-
permanent damage in the game yesterday as well.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, Gabriel downed one of my characters. Well, actually, the second time ever because he killed Ghostly.
I'm on a roll.
He downed my beta quester yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a hater.
Hell yeah!
I'm entering my dark phase of.
Like dark light.
Darkness.
I don't know if I'm
chaos.
doing this right, but I think I forgot how to roll a d100.
The-
Is it just that?
So there's a double digits one and there's a single digits one.
Okay, that's it though, right?
Yeah, whatever you think the number is, just let me know. I mean, that's kind of all we need to get is a random number here. So if you just tell me.
54.
54. Okay. I'm going to send you on privately
Oh
the
no.
indefinite madness that you have right now.
My actual life.
That's so
I love
funny.
that.
You're alive.
With the 3 levels of exhaustion, they disappear as you take a long rest.
Yeah, every
so-
day you rest up, then you'll remove one of those. At the moment, you have disadvantage on. Let me just double check. Disadvantage on all attacks and saves. Your speed is also halved, and you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay,
It's not funny at all.
disadvantage on
Ability checks.
saves and ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just writing all of this down. What else was there?
Half of your speed.
Yes.
And the kind of most recent one would be at disadvantage on attacks and saves. Yeah, so you are very vulnerable right now, very sensitive after coming back. And lastly, I need you to roll me a d6 and tell me the result.
Bless you.
Thanks.
I rolled a 3.
3. So going down, your Constitution score has been reduced by 4.
You joking? I just raised that bitch up! Oh!
So you will get back those. It'll go up by 1 for every 2 days of rest that you have.
Okay, so it's temporarily down
Yeah, but right now
by
you can
4?
by 4, yeah, which will also affect the modifier. But yeah, you are very sensitive, very vulnerable, very shaky, and I've just DM'd you your indefinite madness that you have now festering inside of you.
Ooh, you got madness. You're a lucky one.
I don't like that.
Whilst
Oh!
seeing Wisteria's all like very out of sorts, El will just make sure everyone's going forward, and he'll go over to Wisteria, and just sort of make sure, at least physically, she's okay. If she sort of allows it, he'll take her hand as if sort of just to walk with her as a support. But if she wants to be carried like a piggyback, he will do it as well. He's just kind of putting that offer out there, like, would you like to walk or would you like me to carry you?
I can walk. I'm just as good as you guys. I can walk.
Okay. I'll still like hold her hand just to sort of stay behind and walk slowly with her, and it will kind of very much look like an older brother with his younger sibling, just kind of walking down the street.
Bless. All right. So with that, you will make your way into the into Heaven's Perch, the large skull of a fallen god. So, get rid of that. Don't need it.
Yes, Heaven's Perch. That is where I said we were going. I knew that.
This'll do. I think. It's upside down. There we go.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. My bad. That's as large as it goes for now, but this is the kind of main entrance as you come in. You kind of come down here into this space, and it kind of branches off into many other sectors, but this is kind of the initial kind of foyer that you come into.
And Skull is just, she's bringing the body in to give to like some priests for like just preservation, so they can just like prepare it in a way that, you know, it won't rot and stink and shit.
Yeah, they carry it off. And I would say, yeah, when you kind of go through, you get into the main courtyard, and then eventually you're escorted to a more private sanctum. And this is, I will say, this is your private sanctum, Skull. If you want to discuss matters or anything else, and this is also maybe a private space where, you know, these people will be able to catch their breaths while rooms are being prepared and everything else.
Yeah, and can we get like some like food and drink and stuff brought in for people? Like,
Sure.
I mean, you don't have to write it down, but just, I mean.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, they're definitely bring in. Just bring in meals, trays. There's not, you know, there's nothing fancy here, but there's definitely some hearty meals, like some kind of big stews with big hunks of bread and kind of a few baked pies kind of made out of rye and rice and egg kind of filled inside them. Very kind of plain foods, very wholesome kind of earthy foods. Brought in and laid it up before you.
Is that just like a well of blood?
I will say, if you want to hop on that, you can, Patema. But if you're not, I have an idea of what it is.
No, she probably wouldn't want a well of blood in her private quarters.
Neil is just gonna look at it and he's gonna ask like, Skull, yes, well, that just, do you just collect blood, or is it like what is it?
You know that this is usually empty. This is like a table of sorts with a slight dip to it. It's not usually been filled with blood.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that.
Right, very, very ornate, as you said. Kind of leads to Oscar. He's like, I do not know what that word means, but I think that. Yeah.
Whilst just everyone is just settling down and just catching, sort of regaining themselves and all of that, Rail's checking up on everyone, just looking and sort of looking around the area. He'll go up to Skull and just ask, I'm sorry if it's any trouble, but we perhaps have some parchment and a quill.
Oh yes. Very, very, very simple this could be arranged. I should have some lying around, and I'll just get some from like
Yeah.
the stuff in the room. Like it'll be
Yeah.
somewhere, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Well, once he has that, he's gonna just find an area to just sit and write.
Perfect.
That's all.
So bring you down there. As you're kind of organized on that skull, eventually one of the kind of higher up priests of the temple eventually makes her way in. Her name would be Ingtrap. Sorry, Golden. Why did I write this if I knew I couldn't say it? And it would be tongue twister. Her name is Ingtrap Goldex. So I'll write that in the chat for people. Sorry. Yes.
Will is part of that as well?
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay, just checking.
Her name is Ingtrap Goldex, and she'd be one of your high ups. She is, because you are both proficient in kind of what you know about religions and everything else, but you're also you're a tough cookie. You're stronger than most of your classic priests here. They often send you out on field missions as well. And there was talk that there was a field mission that had to be done recently, and as she comes in, you feel like this is what's going on actually, and she makes her way in, arms behind her back. You see a very tall, slim woman, about 6.5 feet tall, dark red robes, massive high back collar, has also kind of black face paint all over her skin with like hints of gold all over. And she kind of slightly glides above the floor. She says, Skull, apologies, I was just preparing for your induction. It seems you have guests. Shall I come back later?
They're in mourning currently. There won't be too much fuss if you want to speak.
Okay. And she kind of begins to float down the steps into the space, and kind of drifts her fingertips along the surface of the blood. And as she does, it becomes perfectly still, like a mirror reflecting the ceiling above. Skull, it seems as though our supply carriage from Prisma has still not reached us. We believe they got stuck somewhere between here and that old temple in the center of Mimir's Well. We need you to go out and try to recover this carriage and any supplies you can. We're afraid it might have been attacked. The last word we got from them is that they would be passing by Mimir's Well, and they would be trying to avoid it due to the violent creatures that now exist there. They were making a slight detour, but it's been about a week since then. They should be here by now, in the past few days. We've sent some messages their way, but there is nothing. I'm going to do some small scrying here in your room, and I was hoping you'd be here for the live scrying as I try to find the exact location of this carriage. Would you mind? And she kind of gestures for you to come closer.
Yeah, I'll step closer.
Make your way closer. You can see your own face reflected in the blood. And she...
Ew.
She brings her fingertips down onto the blood and begins to slide kind of runes, or kind of draw out runes in the surface of the blood, and they remain, and they begin to glow gold. And eventually the image begins to swirl and shift, and become crystal clear, and you see now, from a bird's eye view, you're flying over Jotunheim, over some woodlands, and you do see a cart right at the edge of what seems to be a frozen lake. There's no snow on this lake, funnily enough. The thing is, when lakes freeze over here in Jotunheim, they get covered in snow, and they just look like big open fields. There's not a single snowflake on this frozen lake. It is just clear, icy blue. And there's a cart smashed right by it, filled with supplies, filled with chests, and blood splattered on all the snow around the edge of the lake. And there are bloody trails leading towards the lake, and you see the image zoom out, and you can see now these corpses being dragged into the frozen ice. They seem to phase through the ice completely, and they're being dragged down by what looks like mermaids at first. But as the image kind of closes in again, you see these mermaids have kind of like unhinged jaws, rows of needle-like teeth. Their eyes are hollowed out and black. They're covered in scales all the way up their face, but not fish-like scales. These are more lizard-like or dragon-like. And they come right up to their jawline and around the perimeter of their face. And you see Ingthrap's face kind of wince, and kind of she has disgust across it, and she's like, harpies, I see. Skull, do you think that this would be a problem for you? I need you to get your way to Mimmerswell and receive those goods that were meant to be brought to us. We'll give you supplies you need for the journey, any weapons, any items you need, and obviously we'll be giving you transportation. Would you be able to leave within the next day or two?
This will be difficult on my own. Perhaps some of my new accomplices here might be interested in making an offer from the church. They recently have lost someone who they wish to resurrect. Perhaps the church can assist them with this, and they might be interested in providing assistance.
Throughout this whole conversation, Rel has been writing, but he put the quill down and sort of has an ear twitch and perk at the mention of Mimi as well. He'll just kind of turn in the seat to face the priestess and Skull, and just briefly mention, well, actually, we were en route to Mim as well, surprisingly enough. So if you wish to join us, then please. I'm sure the rest of us won't mind one more person in the group.
There
For the
you
Marion.
go, Skull. You have your assistance. Is there anything we can do to compensate? There are many valuable goods on that cart, and any that Skull cannot bring back to us. You are more than welcome to take your helping. Skull, you can facilitate that in what they can and can't take. You'll be doing us a great service.
Can I bring up the fact that we're not really after riches? We're just really trying to get our friend back right now, and we need a specific amount of rare oils in order to be able to cast the ritual.
I see. Well, the oils that you speak of are typically provided to us by the druids of Prisma. They are crafted over decades, refining blood samples and other plants and leaving them brew for years. They are incredibly rare, and due to the recent occurrence with the undead that attacked us several weeks ago. We've run short. We are out. We tried to bring back as many people who had fallen, both in the Rimgroff armies and here in our own town, young people especially who were, had their lives taken far before their time. I'm afraid these oils, we do not have them, but they would be in this cart if that is what you're looking for.
Interesting.
You can
Am
take
I
that
okay
as
to roll a
payment.
history check to see if I am familiar with those druids?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh boy. Oh my god. 18 plus 6, 24.
Yeah, 100%. They are similar to the way the Magnolium tribe is a very famous tribe of furbolgs in the Vale. These people that they seem to be talking about, they sound like the Prismari, who are a group of druids. It's another druid village or town, who are primarily ice tieflings. And they keep the balance. They primarily focus on, they're kind of brought into certain places, like the way you would be brought in to certain towns and cities for healing and other kind of, for your knowledge of plants and to aid people in that kind of regard. The Prismari focus on weather. It's such a big thing here in Jotunheim. Weather is so essential to have crops, to have anything. The weather is terrible here. And the Prismari can bring sun, they can bring rain, they can bring storms. A long time ago, they were brought in by warlords to disrupt the battlefields, so it favors them. But nowadays they are they go through and they travel through the entirety of Jotunheim and bring the sunny weather with them. These kind of small pockets of summertime.
Interesting. And am I familiar with which religion they're
Yeah.
leaning towards?
Yeah, they do follow Thoros, but more so that Thoros was a hero of their tribe, and he was a Prismari. He was a very powerful ice tiefling. So they do worship in that regard, but they've always worshipped Ondasker, who is another branch of... I'll use my brain now. So many names to remember. Artemis. Artemis, yeah. So Artemis, it was the god of all life originally, and she split herself into 4 pieces, one being the Mother Doe, the god of life, the Morgan, god of death, and then the 2 Twilight and Dawn gods, Ondasker and Jesus. Fucking hell, Gabriel. You've come up with so many names. I'm kind of overwhelmed, but I'm also impressed with my own self that
It's
Maljara. Yeah, Maljara is the fungus god. So they are the dawn god. They are the life that comes after death. Ondasker is the story that people leave behind on death, and they continue to keep their name alive. So Ondasker would be this. It's usually depicted as a giant yak that moves through the mountains of Jotunheim that has the world tree on their back, or people's family trees, and they heavily worship Ondasker because they love the stories that people leave behind.
Wonderful. Thank you.
No worries.
There's even a tribe of Asimar people in the mountain who are closely related to Ondasker called the Ondkind.
Thank you.
No worries. So yeah, you would know the Prismari. They are capable healers as well, being druids that they are, but they are primarily kind of storm druids, weather-themed beings. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So if you would like, you can take these as compensation for aiding us. If these oils are the oils that you seek for your friend.
I will look at everybody else and just see the reactions.
I'll just nod. Seems fair game.
Quill has a very determined look on her face.
Mysterious still in her own little world.
Shayla's just kind of standing and then he looks at Oscar. He's like, and he just kind of gives a thumbs up. A bit confused.
We would love to help.
This would be incredible. I thank Morgan for bringing us together with your friend who unfortunately passed away, but hopefully will not be gone for long if we can all work together. Okay, I'll make preparations and you can all leave in the morning if you're ready.
What
Sounds good.
if it's okay? Quill's gonna ask if she could watch the preparations, because this seems to be something to do with Morgan in some way. So she would like to learn.
Yes, of course. We are also going to do some embalming of your friend, some arcane embalming to make sure that their body does not rot away and they are in good spirits when they come back. Do you wish to bring the body with you, or would you like to have it safely stored here while you are away? Will you be returning, or will you be going on to somewhere else after this?
I think if we're Quill's gonna look at the others and just if we're already going towards Mimir's well, I don't think it would make any sense spending so much time coming back to get Ghosty. We could take her with us.
Well, we are going to be making a new body for her, so I think we can. The least we can do really in this situation is to give her previous body a proper burial.
Okay,
And looks at Quill.
that's okay.
In regards to that spell as well that you want to cast, you do need to have the physical body to cast the spell.
I need to have that.
Yeah, you touch a dead humanoid.
Oh, okay.
Or it could be a piece of the dead humanoid.
Is her eyeball still rolling around somewhere?
I think you still have it.
Yeah.
Wrapped away in a hanky.
It's
That's true. Yeah. Fair. Sorry, I missed that detail.
No worries. No, just to let you know, in regards to preparation, you can bring her with you. The body essentially transforms into the new body.
Okay.
Really.
And you need the whole thing.
Nope.
Well, no. That's not what I asked. That stupid fucking question. Do you need do you need like does it need to be a limb, or can it be like blood, or like?
It just says a piece of a dead humanoid.
Alright, what do you classify as a piece, Gabriel?
I would, enough blood, an eye, a finger, yeah. Yeah, something at least finger-sized, or bigger.
Okay.
You could take a clump of hair.
You take some hair.
You
I
may.
just feel that if we take the body with us, we're doing some pretty risky things. It might cause more damage than what we would like.
And you know she's heavy. She has goat legs. It's heavy.
I understand well.
Right.
You, she gestures to you, Oscar. You're the one caring for the body, yes? Which do you think is appropriate for taking with you? I am sorry to ask this. It is. I know it has not been long.
That's a tough question. I'm not sure. Yeah. He just starts looking around at the other ones like, help me. Well, if we need just a little bit, Are we going to be back here afterwards? I do not. I am very spaced out whether this place we're going is very far away from here.
So it's about
Mimir,
4 days or something from here.
yeah, it
Okay.
was the direction that we should be traveling. So it's a 4-day travel to get there and a 4-day travel back. So we'll be cutting it close with the limits of your
Sure,
spell.
you have 10 days and there will be a new day tomorrow.
So we'll have 9 when we leave.
Yep.
Do we have a way to carry the body with us that it doesn't block any of us from like fighting?
My bag of holding is a little bit too small.
We can
Well,
always
you can just-
provide the cart.
You're very against Oscar just taking a little bit of the.
Sorry.
You're very against just taking a little bit of ghostly, just a little. Little. You don't have to take it. I'm just. I mean, ghostly was your.
If
Or I mean, it was technically more mysterious, but you know, you had. You know, I'm. What do you want to do? Actually?
if I can intervene, we will be draining her body of all blood. If you're not, if you do not need the body, furthermore, we can drain the body of the blood and give that to you before burial.
The blood
That
would be
sounds
easy to
nice.
carry.
It's nice, Oscar, and it's more
If the
personal.
yeah, if the
Sorry to be bringing up all of this. I'll give you some time. You can think on. You can sleep on it.
thank you.
Now I will make the preparations, and you can just let me know or let Skull know, and the word can be passed on. For now, we will prepare some rooms for you, and all of that, including the burial. This is all. It'll all be covered by us, so you need not worry about anything else. Thank you.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate this.
No problem. They turn and begin to leave.
Good. So I didn't mean to like pressure you. You can, of course, we have one. You can do whatever you want, and we will. Well, he just kind of does a thumbs up and just kind of nods a bit, like, yes, you know, it is okay.
I know. Thank you.
But yes, kind of just looks away and he kind of. Well, that was and he walks away. He's very awkward.
He's doing the best.
Yes. Shall we rest?
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I think we all deserve a bit of shut-eye.
And with that letter you're writing, Rael, do you want to try to hand that to someone here to send it on, or?
Oh, yes. He'll be finishing up the letter. He'll just fold it, and if there is like an envelope and sort of, the wax stamps and all of that, we'll finish it. When he does finish the letter, he is just kind of staring at it a little bit. Just looks contemplating, and he's going to start detaching his Rimgroff emblem, and also his blue general sash, and he's going to wrap up the emblem in the sash and put it away.
Okay.
Nice.
He's just going to. Well, I guess. Yeah, there.
Nice.
Was that his
Oh.
was that his official letter of resignation that he was writing?
Kind of. Not really. It's complicated. But yeah. Sorry, I know you want to say something.
No, well, she was just kind of looking, and he doesn't fully grasp what's happening, but he puts a hand on Rail's shoulder. He's just, you need Rail. What the fuck is happening? Are you? Can't do this. It's very hard for me. I put so much on Oscar. Are you okay? You're no longer the little Nighty Night, the paladin. What are you doing?
I just thought it would be best to message King Rimgroff to finally explain everything that's been going on and why I am missing. If it's okay, I'm also going to let him know about Tyr's ring and who has it. I think it might give us the upper hand in getting it back, or at least back into safer hands.
Right.
I mean, the whole army's been on the Wind King's back for years now. I think it will be a good choice, but...
Is Tyr the Winter King?
Oh, no.
Right.
They're separate people.
There's just so many people we've met. I Well, you look better without it. It adds some youth to your face. You look...
Youth? I'm not that old.
Right. Well, let's just get some sleep. Good job with the letter.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Just to say that I'm not going back to Rimgroff anytime soon, so I might have to lay low for a little bit. I don't know if this letter will save me or kill me, but it's worth the chance, I think. So.
Is there anything that I could do, Rael, to give the letter a bit more credence?
Is that? I mean, I don't really know how it sort of works with sending letters of the sort to the king if they need to be of a certain caliber to be let through.
I think it'll probably get to someone, and that will probably be pushed up the lines if it's deemed important, which probably will be because it has your sigil.
Yeah, it has my name on it.
Yeah,
so.
it has your signature, and also you've sealed it with whatever seal you've been given from your post. So it's got quite a lot of official things on it so far.
Okay, don't need to bring out Thorin.
It's pretty safe. That's
Thoros, sorry.
Just also sign it by a god.
Just, it's like, hey, Thoros, I had this really tiny pen. Could you give it a little signature? It's gone, but like...
No, it's fine, but thank you. I'll just have to keep an eye out for now. I've had my post taken away, so, I'm not really losing anything now.
Well, that we will not let anything happen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rael, don't worry. I've been on the run for years.
Me too.
Just-
You're with
yeah.
two professionals.
Yeah, you're in safe hands.
Very reassuring. No, it's fine. Thank you. But and he'll sort of just look around and again to Skull, just asking if there's any sort of outpost that he can send this to, and that he can't really do it himself right now in this area.
I will have one of the priests look after this for you.
Thank you. If they can send it on, that would be much appreciated.
Oh, certainly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, yeah. Not part of the army anymore for now.
Thank God.
What do you mean, thank God?
Right. Let's sleep. Let's have some shut eye. We need some rest. Oscar, do you... No. How do we... Skull, how do we sleep? Do we have the rooms? Do we sleep here behind, like, with the blood? I don't really know this place.
There is some rooms being prepared for you. They are quite modest. Do not expect a whole lot, but you will be able to lie down and sleep.
I am a modest man. It is no worries.
Modest man.
It's anything but. Right.
I will say Mysteria's probably just down for the count. She's sleeping.
Oh, bless.
She's already asleep.
She's
out.
gone.
Doug's probably already kind of like hoisted you up in his one arm and just kind of just holding you there like a child, like a baby.
Like a little baby.
Gotta take this one off to bed. No, no, no.
I will go take this very fierce peanut butter to bed. I will go this way, yes. And he points with his stub, and he kind of just heads off down a hall and is guided by some priests to one of the rooms. As for the rest of you, is there anything else you want to do for the night before you head to bed, or are you happy just resting up and taking off the next morning?
Does Quill know? Did they say when they were gonna do the embalming?
Yeah, that's all happening kind of now, but they are waiting for a response to see if you want, how you want the body as well, if you want any blood or not. If you want to keep the body and it needs to be, in perfect condition, they're going to do a separate ritual. But if they want to, if they're going to prepare the body to be buried, then that'll be something completely different.
Okay, so we have time. We don't need to rush, do we?
No, not necessarily. That'll probably be all mainly done in the morning. But if you can let them know beforehand, you can be there for the ceremony tomorrow morning if you want it earlier.
Quill's gonna look at Oscar. Does he still look indecisive? Does he still not know?
Yeah, he's just like staring blankly at the wall. Not a single thought behind his eyes.
Quill's gonna go towards Oscar and just take his hand again, just to give a little tug, just to get his attention. Oscar, you don't have to take full responsibility for her body if you don't want to. I can do it for you if you would prefer.
I really don't know what to do.
Well,
It's too soon.
I know, love, but the quicker we give an answer, the faster that we can get on our way in the morning. Would you prefer that I give the call for this?
Would you be okay to handle it? Yes,
Yeah, that's
please.
okay. I don't want everything to go on your shoulders. They may be big and buff, but, just delicate sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Quill's gonna turn to Skull and just say, I don't really need to rest right now. I can rest on the way towards Mimir's if we need to, but, which direction did the High Priestess go towards? I can give her an answer and just learn while I'm there.
I can bring you there while the rest are sleeping.
If that would be nice.
I go with. Would that be okay?
Yes, I do not see an issue. You simply wish to observe the process? Yes, that should be fine.
Real and Oscar. Night.
Good night, guys.
So,
Yeah, Skull will escort Quill and Sheil to wherever they do embalming. The embalming room.
sure thing. Just for the sake of this, I will probably just keep the same map but just tweak it a little bit.
So I just want to add that for like when we go to bed, obviously Oscar is not gonna be able to fall asleep right away, but then he's gonna like tug his face into Wisteria's wings and kind of find comfort in that. And yeah.
He's using Wisteria as like a pillow.
No, he's like lying next to her, but he like grabs one of the wings and just puts his face into the feathers.
Ah, yes.
Classic.
Emotional support animal. Let's go.
No, it's just like we're going through a shared loss, and it's hard to talk about these things, so even just being kind of close helps.
Absolutely. Okay. So, you make your way through the dark halls, which are lit with torches that burn with a green flame. Skull, you lead them to one of the preparation chambers, where you find Intrap slowly lowering Ghostly's body just above the surface of another kind of sheet of blood. And you're kind of allowed, the guards who are here, soldiers, step to the side, allow you to make your way in to, take part, to watch this ritual taking place. A few other individuals, a Furbolg is covered in dark black robes and reds, and another one has a large, long overcoat. Very, very pale individual. And Quill, you can immediately figure out that this is a vampire. He is an elven vampire here as well, taking place in the ritual right now.
With her track record of vampires so far, can she check if he friend or foe?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Hiya. 12.
12, they seem fine. They don't seem to be hostile in any way. They just seem to be focused on assisting with what's going on right now. You can see as well along their hip, they have a large strap of leather, and along there are dozens of little red vials all along it. Some empty, but most are full with blood. And you notice as well the Furbolg also has similar ones across, like over one shoulder, down across his chest to the other side of his body.
Oh my god, are they dating?
God.
Sorry, that's instantly where my brain went. Oh, this is serious. Okay, back into serious. Quill's gonna go up to Inktrap. Did I say her name right?
Yeah, close
Hopefully. She's gonna go up to High Priestess, just to and say, I'll be taking responsibility for Ghostly, if that's okay. Oscar just doesn't seem comfortable right now.
Of course. What have you decided? Do you wish to take the blood or the body?
Blood. He'll just kind of speaks up.
She's gonna look at Shahil and just kind of give him like the, dude, come on.
We'll take the blood.
The blood, yes, but also, I think if it's okay, can we also take one of her horns?
I have no problem with this, of course.
It just seems like a defining feature of her family, so I didn't want her to be without.
As you wish. And with that, she opens up her robe, where inside you also see more of these same thin vials of blood. And she takes one out, and an empty one, and moves her hand over the eye socket, the empty eye socket of Ghostly, and pulls out, kind of magically, a few drops of blood that begin to float in the palm of her hand. She begins to spin them, and the blood begins to spin. It starts to glow brighter and brighter and brighter. You see motes of red light begin to magically infuse, lifting up from her the palms of her hand into this orb of blood. And it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and then with that she quickly seals it into the vial, closes it, and the glowing subsides. She places it in her jacket, and they begin. And she begins to move her hands, and the others also around her begin to move their hands in a very similar dance-like gesture as they begin to slowly pull all of the blood out of Ghostly's body. But in turn, as they pull that out, they seem to be moving some other clear liquid into her body from the other side, ensuring that her face never kind of like goes gaunt in any way. They seem to be putting some magical serum in her body that might preserve it in some way. And this large sphere, this large red sphere, is getting larger and larger and larger right above her body. And they begin to now disperse it into small jars all around the room. And this takes, up to an hour to complete this ritual. And they're being very careful not to break the skin or anything as they extract the blood from her body.
As Quill is a vampire, is this affecting her in any way?
I'll get you to make me a wisdom saving throw. And also, I will say, as you're making that roll, Shahil,
The bards!
as you're watching this, your heart gets slower and slower and slower until it almost completely stops. And then gets louder and louder and louder and louder, beating in your chest now. Your eyes, you would notice, Quill, if anyone observing Shahil, you would see his irises shrink, and his pupils get even smaller again as he takes in this process that's happening. And your chest feels heavy. You feel kind of this rush of adrenaline. Something's coming to the surface right now. Something inside you, something innate is rising to the surface. You feel icy chains within your body, within your subconscious, begin to snap and break and melt. Something has been restraining you up until this point. Whatever grasp Tyr, and not Tyr, you realize in this moment, it's not Tyr who was holding you back. It was his connection to the dreamer that was suppressing all of this, all of what you were capable of. And it comes flooding to you. This wash of something very natural. This understanding of the importance of blood. You don't see just blood here when you see Wisteria. You see all of the memories, all of her life essence, all of the magic inside of her. You see the entire being of Wisteria in those drops of blood, and you become aware of everything around you. Sorry, what did I say? Wisteria. It's too into it there. Sorry, Ghostly. You see Ghostly's entire story, entire legacy in the blood here.
Sorry.
No, my apologies. Thank you for letting me know.
No worries. The wisdom save, am I going with... Because I have a wisdom save for Bard, and I'm proficient in it as a cleric.
You don't get the saves for the cleric. You only get the saves for the first class you took, so it would be your Bard.
Okay, so that is a 9.
9? You're watching this... Okay, I'll get to you in 2 seconds. You're watching this take place, Shahil, and you understand the movements. These aren't recited dance moves. These are natural motions these people are going through in order to read. Same way you'd run a finger along pages that you're learning at the moment. You run your finger along the words to keep track of where you are in a sentence. These movements are helping them understand the story that Ghostly had. They are reading who she was as they're doing this and extracting each piece of her, and that is why it's so slow as well. They're savoring every single memory and storing it away. The jars aren't random, you're aware of. These jars are cataloging who she is. And all of this comes to you in a moment, and it is shattered in 2 ways simultaneously at the same time. You try to understand where this came from, and you look deep inside you, and you see the same porcelain face of Hector just grinning at you. And it's just, they don't say anything, but the grin tells you enough. They're just saying, yes, this is what you are, and this is who you will always be. You cannot escape me. I am just as much a part of you as you are yourself. and that face shatters as you come out of that moment, as you now just see Quill has gone into a blood frenzy, frothing at the mouth, has crawled up onto Ingtrap, and is now trying to grab as much of this blood and shove it in her face from the sky. You're on top of her, clawing at her, crawling up her back, and just slurping all the blood from the air.
Right.
Oops.
You have gone into a frenzy. What would everyone else like to do between Skull
shit.
and Shihil? The others are trying to focus on the ritual. The other guards are stepping in. They're drawing blades.
Right.
You need to get her off of me. What is this? What is going on?
Oh, not this one. This one. Well, do I have my crossbow?
Shotgun.
You do have your crossbow, yeah.
Right. He's quite. Right. I'm gonna try to. He just kind of goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he aims, and he's gonna try and shoot Quill with on her clothes, kind like in
To pin her to
like,
something.
shoot
Yeah, pin her to
clothes
something.
and kind of stick them to the wall.
Nice, absolutely. Give me
He's
an
trying
attack
to-
roll for that.
Yes.
And you just
Sure.
got to beat Quill's armor.
I hope that's bad.
Oh shit.
Here it is.
You accidentally shoot her in the leg.
It'll
I
get
got
her out, hopefully.
a natural 20.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There we go. With that, yeah, you pin her, goes straight through the collar. And with that, you are sent flying into an altar on the far side, hit your head off the back of the stone wall, and immediately come to consciousness and realize what you've done. They then turn around with that momentum. As you fall back, you vomit up the blood that you just drunk, and Ingtrap quickly pulls it out of you, every single drop, and stores it quickly into a vase. And you're just
Close.
dangling there.
Cool, has her hand over her mouth. Is like.
He was just kind of gonna. He looks over, he kind of stands up a bit on his one leg, using the cane to kind of get up a bit. He's like, "Are you back to your fucking senses now?"
I'm sorry. I thought I could be able to handle it. I was perfectly fine in the goddamn woods.
Right, but you're not okay right now. Well, you're welcome. It is okay. It's still going.
Thank
I can tell
you.
you all about it later.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
It's all right. Don't mind her, please. It's happened sometimes. She's a little bit.
I'm so
feral,
sorry.
you know.
I had it was a long story. I'm really sorry.
This is a very intense procedure and ritual. This takes a long time and a lot of focus, not just for me, but Grimmant's over there. You can see he is like you, and they continue to do these motions as they're saying this. And maybe you can learn a thing or two if you ever decide to come back. Grimmant's can tell you his long journey of trying to overcome this. And you see the man in the red coat, the vampire, is completely relaxed and hasn't flinched at all in this entire process.
That would be really nice, actually, but it may take a couple of days to come back. I'll just hang here. It's fine. You keep me here.
Thank you.
Sorry.
This is where she has been for the past month. Anyway, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
you've been scavenging
been
off
just
wild
hanging.
animals as well. Yeah, you've gone more feral in this time of trying to chase after everyone else. This is, yeah. As soon as you see blood, you're like, food.
I did the opposite of what I thought I was doing. Nah.
While the ritual is going, he'll slowly he's not trying to do it, but can he just very slowly imitate what others are doing with
Yeah.
he's just gonna imitate a little bit, just watch very intensely.
And as you do, you try to copy this, and just a couple of drops of blood float your way, and for a moment you touch them, and this doorway opens up into another world for a split second, very similar to a spell you saw Ghostly cast a long time ago by accident in Lilith's Tower. This dimension door, this gate to another reality splits open the sky for a split second. You look inside, you can see the chaos, lightning melting into rain, which then turns into acid, and that acid turns into fumes, which turn into solid rock and explode. Just absolute chaos for a few seconds, and then closes again. Your fingertips tingle slightly with this electricity. Not sure what quite happened, but you feel the power that exists in her blood.
Very epic. So cool.
So good. So cool. Big some blood.
Big so blood.
Big dimension blood.
Can say now that it has kind of been revealed this a bit, that the heal is multiclassing into a blood sampler.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But they use blood to cast magic spells. So, yeah, he's gonna be a little blood manipulator.
Oh my
That's very
god!
exciting.
A blood
Nice.
manipulator.
Yeah, that's what
Oh!
he
Is
That was
this
so cool.
like a homebrew thing?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Very
Okay.
excited. That was so cool. I felt all the adrenaline. I was like,
Endorphins. As that happens for that moment, you see a little smirk across Ingtrap's face, and she's like, would you like to assist us? We'll teach as we go. And with that, she incorporates you into the movements, and you slowly learn things, and you learn it fast. This is something that it's like you've always meant to be able to do this, and it's been held back from so many other things, and you feel free, surprisingly.
Free.
Hello. You feel so liberated, and other things start to lift off your conscience. You know that somewhere out there, a very horrible person is gone and will no longer be chasing you. You know that you are not bound to any being any longer. You are in complete control of everything that you're doing here. It may be something that you were born with because of some other being, but that being is also dead. Hekna is destroyed. And all that's left are the gifts that they bestowed on you. And we're gonna take a break here, and we'll
Hell
come back
yeah.
in the morning. So, not gonna come back in the stream tomorrow morning, but we're gonna take. How long do people need? Is 15 minutes okay, or would you like longer than that?
Yeah, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
it's loads.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll be back at 1:15, and we'll see you then.
Bye. 15 minutes. Bye.
Bye. Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. Notice that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking, really, you think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at him. I was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man and go like, oh, it's okay, she wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth, and just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Like, go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because there are splinters and bits on the floor.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. Welcome
Let's
back,
go.
lesbians.
Welcome back, lesbians. Sorry.
We're back. We're back. The party has been looking into reviving Ghostly O'Keefe. And Shahil has learned this innate ability to wield the powers of blood and cast spells through them. We have had Quill kind of learn a thing or two about all these herself, really. She can't resist blood as well as she thought she might be able to. And you are kind of learning some of the processes, some of the rituals in regards death and the cycle of life. And I will say through the night, Shahil, you learn as much as you can about this blood channeling or this blood sampling that they use. Quill, you learn a little bit on how to restrain yourself, but also the workings of the Morgan, the goddess of death, while the rest of you rest up and kind of heal and tend to your wounds, and as you prepare yourself for the next excursion tomorrow, another 4 days of travel ahead of you as you make your way finally, at long last, to Mimmir's Well. Mimmir's, yeah, Mimir.
Not Mimir.
No.
Mimir.
Mimir. It's MIH or something. I can't remember. It's like MIMI or something like that.
Yeah, it's MIMIR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pronounced Mimir, I think.
Mimir, yeah. I just say Mimir. I speak too fast.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
It's the
Mimir.
accent.
I'm just being persnickety.
If it had two eyes, it would be maybe Mimir, but
Mamaya.
No, well, it depends on what part of the world you're from. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess it's a dialect thing.
But we'll go with Mimir.
No, you were saying Mimir.
I was saying Mimir because I was saying kind of fast. That's just, yeah. We're gonna move on. Rail, you've also packed up your sigil and your sash of Rimgroff. Now going a little more incognito on the travels ahead, and temporarily perhaps resigning your place as a soldier of Rimgroff for the time being.
I'm a freelancer.
You're a freelancer now, a mercenary, you might say.
Yeah. I'm just me.
Just you. And again, similar to Shahil, no ties anymore to anything. With that, as the rest of you sleep, Wisteria, you wake up constantly in fits of cold sweats. Your body's still recovering, very broken, bruised, and just absolutely exhausted from all that's happened so far. And nightmares flood your dreams of blight chasing you down and hunting you through dark woods. And your breath gets short and you reach out for some sort of light source, for someone to save you. And as the nightmare comes to an end, eventually he's right there with the sword in hand, right behind you. As he reaches out to touch your shoulder and turn you around, you see there's tears in his eyes. And he just says, "Family." And with that, you snap awake again in the middle of the night as you hear the clicking of something unlocking beside your bed. In a jolt, you wake up in a cold sweat. You see that gold book that you carry with you everywhere has clicked open a little more.
Goodness. Can I start reading yet?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you peer into this next section of the book that you have spent years trying to open, your story begins to fill the pages, and you begin to read the selfless act of Wisteria Spoons. The winged angel. The white angel. And you pour through it, and it talks about how she gets knocked down and gets up again, and gets knocked down and gets up again, and keeps fighting, keeps pushing to try to make peace with this beast, this monster that continues to hunt her down. And when she finally falls for the last time, the final words that she says reach out to this monster, and something softens inside of him. And that's as far as you read. There's more empty pages, but you have essentially unlocked the next abilities of this book. So you now have enlightened magic. So this ability means that any spell slot that you expend to cast a cleric spell counts as a spell slot one level higher. So if you were to cast Cure Wounds at first level, it casts at second level, and so on.
Whoa.
And in the morning, you wake up not to the sunrise, but to something else, a different source of light. You blink awake, and there is this bright light all around you. You kind of look around, and it follows you everywhere you go. It's like someone has a spotlight directly overhead. You're looking around. For it, looking up, you can't see anything. When you look up, it's cast on the wall itself. And eventually, you look around, you find a mirror, and you find a halo floating above your head.
I have a halo?
You have a halo. And
Oh my god!
if you focus
Permanent
enough, you can turn it off. So mechanically, as a bonus action, you can either manifest the halo or dismiss the halo. And it sheds 10-foot radius of dim light around you. Bright light, and then another 10-foot of dim light around you. And while you have the halo, you have advantage on persuasion checks to interact with good creatures. And you have advantage on intimidation checks when it comes to bad creatures, or like evil creatures. And fiends and undead who make attacks against you have disadvantage while you have the halo active.
Oh my god, I became a nightlight.
Well, your grandmother is literally Lucifer.
Yeah, so... oh yeah,
Yeah.
the devil and
Yeah.
an angel. Yay! Again, once again.
The duality of the Haylords. Yeah, you have this halo, and you kind of click it on, click it off, click it on, click it off, and it comes on, comes off. But you have a halo now, and your spells, your connection with your deities is stronger than ever. And you see them as well manifest fully. They're always like little wisps or things like that, but now you see them as the two kind of like ragdoll shapes that they take, sitting on the desk beside your bed. And they both sit there with one gold halo and one black halo, kind of kicking their little legs. And they look up at you waving like, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, you guys have bodies though.
Oh wow. Damn. They kind of try to like leap off and fly, and they fall down onto the ground. Hey, what? have to kind of like lift their legs up off the ground to like get into the air and start tumbling through. And they are more solid. They have solidified as gods. And they kind of start to push each other and tumble through the sky. Wow, this is amazing.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. My babies.
I will ask you, because
Yeah.
Oxenim have had a kind of loose pathway they've been taking. They have been kind of, fortune and misfortune, essentially.
Yes.
In your travels, being with them and being the cleric that you are, they are brand new gods. That you, as a cleric, you are writing their path and solidifying who they are as people. What do you think they are? What kind of new additions do you think they have as being gods? Are they still the gods of misfortune and fortune, or do you think they have become something more or evolved in some sort of way?
Before we, I guess we play, it really does feel there's just like good and evil. So I don't know if they're like fortune or misfortune.
So they have, instead of becoming kind of something more specific, they are becoming something more broad as a whole. They are more like a yin and yang then.
Yeah.
So balance. Okay. Perfect. All right. With that, they kind of just start chuckling to themselves, running around the room before poofing out of existence as Rail and Oscar kind of are at your door, ready to go. Which you would have been all announced now. You've all been told by Quill and Shahil that a funeral will be taking place this morning for Ghostly's body.
Okay. So it's important that everyone's there on time. Yeah, I'll go around with Oscar and to make sure everyone's picking up. Wonder where Quill and Shahil are as well. Try and figure out where to go. Everyone.
May I ask, how long was the ritual itself? Was it an all-night thing?
It would have been about an hour to remove all of the blood, and then there was the kind of like section off that blood, and now embalming the body. Several hours, like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. Okay. Do you think Quill would have had time to chat with the other vampire before other people start coming in?
Yeah. What would you like to have been asking them? We can say this is in the morning now, as they're preparing the body to bring the body out. They've been explaining to you as well that they're bringing the body into the god's grave. After hearing your stories about Ghostly and who they are, they would be honored if you would allow it to bury the body in the god's grave amongst all these other champions and people who have achieved great things in Gostar. But yeah, what would you like to ask this guy?
The basics. How long has he been a vampire for? How long did it take him to train? Just trying to get a grip of what she can start doing to get better with her random bouts of bloodlust.
So he explains to you, but I can see that you're not, true vampire, but you, with the likes of you, you can go outside and you can choose what you eat. It doesn't have to be blood. Just make sure it's something that, I suppose, whatever you feast on for a long period of time, that is what your body will crave. That is what it will hunger. But you can train that body to be interested in whatever you like. As me, being a vampire, I am stuck. I feed on blood. I need blood to survive. But by eating less of it, I crave it less slowly. It does calm me down more and more. The more blood I eat, the more frantic and bestial I become. And you seem to be I mean, by the way you acted like someone who has been feasting quite a lot and enjoying the hunt. If you can try to, I guess, add some sort of civilized structure to your life. If it's not some wild hunt like hunting down people, if you do not enjoy that hunt as much, and if you savor the food that you do have, all these things can help. It's just all about restraint and control, and just appreciating the small bit of food that you do have. You need very little to survive.
Okay.
And you can go for a long time, much longer than me.
Okay. Thank you. That's really helpful.
I mean, but it's just, it takes a long time. I mean, it has taken me a century to be able to do what I do now. Just be patient. But also be aware that you will not always be in control. Do not have that false confidence. Know that you can't trust yourself. Not always. And in situations where you think this may be a problem, excuse yourself from those situations.
Okay.
Because it will take time. This is not something you will learn in a year or two.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all she wanted to know.
Sure thing. So with that, you all begin to make your way through the halls, out the back of the skull, out to these ramparts, and down hundreds of stone steps, following the priests who have lit incense and are now carrying the embalmed body of Ghostly O'Keefe. So we'll go to.
Have we got like some bagpipe music or?
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if we do or not, but I am not in charge of music today. I don't personally.
do not have any bagpipes. Unfortunately, I was not prepared for a funeral. I can, if you would like, I can find some.
Nah, don't worry about it.
And you begin to descend through the. You can see this pit, this drop that you see now, the God's Grave. It goes on for miles. This pitch darkness, pitch black, void. The name is fitting. Only God could fit into this hole. You cannot see the bottom. It goes on for miles. But there are tiny ledges that are dug into the side of the earth, that are pathways that spiral as far as you can see around the edges of this entire thing. And you follow this pathway for several hours until eventually you come to an opening in the side of the cliff that has not got a body inside.
Can, while we're walking with Ghostly's body, Shahila's gonna, well, no, he's like, yeah, I was just realizing he doesn't have a leg, he needs the king. So he's kind of like looking at Quill. He's like, Quill, can you play something? A little tune.
She takes out her harp. Just a heads up, I don't have music ready for this.
It's okay.
I was like, okay, I'm not gonna sing either. Quill starts playing her harp. Sorry, actually, did you want to say that? I just took over. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You can become me for a bit.
Thank you.
Become me, Cass.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well,
She takes out her harp and she if there's a song request Shahil has, she will try and she'll just play something that she's probably heard on her travels, that she's probably passed a couple of funerals in her life.
Yeah, I mean, Shahil has not, but Shahil will just sing. Not actual like words, but kind of more like humming. Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome.
So with that, you make your way and play a tune for Ghostly. And as the body is placed into this this little nook on the side of the cliff, her face is still yet to be covered. And that's the last thing you see as they slide her inside. As you see that familiar, warm, friendly face of Ghostly. Which in this moment, it all hits you that the next time you meet her, it'll be a different face. It might be the same voice, might be a different one. It'll be the same Ghostly, but this sister of yours, Wisteria, that you've all gotten to know, will be changed somewhat the next time you see them. And so the rest of these bandages are magically wrapped around her, and she is tucked away into the earth. And will remain there forevermore. And if anyone ever wants to talk to her again, they can come back to this place. But hopefully she won't be dead. She'll be in another body by that time. But yeah, this body will be preserved here for the rest of the time. You say your final goodbyes. Is there anything else? Anything anyone wants to say? As she's tucked away.
I think Wisteria would just approach her corpse and just kind of put a hand on her forehead and just say, I'll see you soon. And just, that's it. She'll just walk away.
For Rael, he will sort of gently mutter some prayers while she's being laid to rest, mostly about her soul having safe passage back to the world of the living, and also that I'll see her soon.
He will kind of look at, well, he'll kind of just look her way and be like, we do not get you the best 2 eyes, we will get you 4.
And what? And what?
He said that if they don't get the best 2 eyes for her,
Yeah.
they will get her 4.
Okay. Did you did you say anything else after
Might
that?
get to be a tricrene there, Patema. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
What's that?
Quill is going to go up to her and like push her hair back off of her head, see her missing horn, and just give her a kiss on the forehead and just say see you soon. And she takes a step back.
Damn, boy. I mean, Oscar is gonna go. He's gonna go and just knee in front of the body, and he's gonna make some flowers sprout, which is gonna be white lilies, exactly the same spell that he did once Brian died. And he's just gonna say, "This is not a goodbye. We need your smile in our lives." Yeah, that's it. He's just shaking. He's gonna leave.
Grug will make his way forward and just say, think you have had the last laugh? You bet you think that everything is good, is gone? You think you left me broken down? Think that I'm
I'll come running back. Baby, you don't know me because you're dead wrong. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely, but I'm alone. He just...
Why does it sound so familiar?
What song is that?
Stronger.
Yeah.
It's a very good song.
He just kind of
Kelly
pats
Clarkson.
the rug back. Just that's beautiful.
It was so good.
She is coming back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's coming back.
Oh yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Alright. You'll take as much time as you need to be with the body before moving on. Okay.
Cass is still laughing.
I
Just
couldn't help
himself
myself.
so much.
Oh, what, did they just toss her body in this pit?
No, not in the pit. There's within the side of the wall. There is a
Oh.
kind of. There's like a stone kind of.
Oven.
Oh, that makes
Oven,
more sense. I was getting like
yeah.
a weird mass grave kind of vibe.
No. These there are
okay.
kind of nooks inside the walls all along,
Right.
and
Ooh.
a plaque is up there
Okay.
for Ghosty O'Keefe.
So it's more like a yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's like
okay.
the hanging bodies in the wall. There's a real life tribe that does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
it's more like a catacomb kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a catacomb, but
Okay,
kind of like
okay.
open in the air and open in space. And they do seal it with magical wards, but it is still kind of open, so you can still look inside. It's like an invisible barrier now, but it is warded magically. And good luck to any of the wraith tongues who try to speak to that body. This is gonna fuck with them in the future.
Do we get to leave a name on the tomb?
Yeah, of course. If there's anything particular you'd like to have it say, then
If it says Ghosty O'Keefe, I'm just gonna write underneath the first.
nice.
Oh.
On the top, can I write the best wizard there ever was?
Oh.
Yeah, that ever is.
Is.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna write that down.
It's just Oscar and Oscar and Nessie were graffitiing the
She's
Already.
been dead for 24 hours and we're already graffitiing her actual grave.
disrespect your surroundings.
The other priests here kind of just let it happen and kind of walk away, trying to turn a blind eye to it. Your cart is prepped for food and supplies and everything else you need along the way, and eventually, come kind of late morning, you head off into the woods. And
Go lead the way.
and so you travel for 4 days. And on the morning of the 5th day, you can finally see it as you kind of start to make your way down the mountainside, down into this valley. You can see it in all its glory. This massive pillar of what you've imagined to be just one massive waterfall cascading down from the heavens straight down. This huge pillar of blue strikes down into the largest lake you've ever seen. It's like an ocean, and the entirety of that ocean is frozen over with a crystal clear teal blue ice. Around that then are more woodlands and rivers that stretch out in every direction. All again frozen over as you start to approach them. They were running for the past 4 days that you traveled, but as you've continued on your way, these streams have become slower and slower to now just trickles and then eventually nothing. And you see, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, carry on, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say you see now. Then in the center of this, this lake, this huge temple built out of stone. This kind of has a blue hue to it. Very strong, robust, very kind of classic Jotunheim design. It is built to last and built to stand the pressure of the giant cascading waterfall that comes down in the center of it all. It's a giant chalice of sorts that opens up its arms to take in the water all the way through the temple.
Well, here we are. It is Mimir. I can never remember how to pronounce it.
Memes.
I was just going to. Oh wow. Okay. Can I just ask? Is Emu's sword reacting in any way? Like, is it shaking? Is it still? Is it irritated or nah?
As you do take it out of the sheath, like it does when it's under your touch, it begins to glow. And as you pull it out fully, you can feel a slight pull. You have complete control of the blade, but the blade wants to point in that direction. And
It's like a little compass. Okay.
Yeah. And as you do completely let it point in that direction, a thin beam of blue light begins to point towards the temple.
Like Shadow of the Colossus.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Okay. Right, well, he'll put the sword away. At least it's not like shaking angrily, which is a good sign for now. So, sorry, just looking at the GIF Cat sent.
Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. That's all. He's just very cautious.
Can I roll, like, to see if... Oh, can Shahil see anyone, like, bound? Like...
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yes! Baby's, second roll. Perception.
Oh!
22.
22. Yeah, so immediately you would see the cart down off the side of the hill. You aren't there yet, but you look down at this mountainside, right at the edge, few hundred meters off from where you are, off to the left. You do see a broken cart that looks like it was attacked. A lot of things have been thrown out of it and torn away. Some things may be taken. Whole horses have been kind of like eaten through, and just a few bits of horses remain, and then other bloody drag marks have been dragged across the ice, which then pool up at a certain point before disappearing. There's no sign of any bodies after that. But with a 22, you would also see shadows, figures swimming inside the ice below.
I have to go ice fishing, boys.
Alright. Well, Shahil will just kind of lay all of that information. And he'll end it off with, and just, you know, as a reminder, I cannot swim, so I'm not too fond when it dies, because what if it breaks? I will die. I only have one leg too.
Well, usually ice on the lakes is
One leg two.
Sorry.
One leg two.
What did she say?
one leg two.
One leg two.
She's taking the piss.
I know.
You said you only got one leg two, as in like you have one leg, you have two legs.
I wish she just stayed there.
Different person.
Anyways, yes, no.
Is there some way? I should have asked back at Grimwald if there was any smiths that can do prosthetics.
Oh yeah, we forgot about the leg.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's okay. It's only a 4-day trip back.
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh, I left my wallet.
With I left my car keys.
I'm gonna turn this part right around. You guys are messing up.
So are there, apart from the horse corpses, there's no other bodies? They've been obviously dragged under the ice, right?
Yep.
Okay. Can I just go up and near to the cart and sort of peer in the ice, see if there's anything there?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check.
Perception. Well, that's gonna be one sec, very, very low. One sec, let me add on the where is my perception? That's a 3.
Okay. You come right to the edge of the lake, and you look down, and you can see layers and layers and layers and layers of frozen water. It's like it's frozen in these sections, bit by bit by bit, going further and further down. It's almost like there's different elevations to it, and it's like looking into like an infinity chamber. All this fractured ice, fractured glass, and it's kind of hypnotizing. It draws you in, draws you down, and as you peer down into the endless blue, all of a sudden a hand slams up on the front of the ice. You look up, you look down into the eyes of a similar merfolk, jaw unhinged, black void eyes, needle-like teeth, and immediately you recognize this creature. You've seen one of these before. Back when you were in the dreamlike world that Lilith imprisoned you in, you had an encounter with one of these.
I did, and the bitch dragged me down.
And in that moment, they reach up, they tug your scarf, and they pull you down. And we're gonna leave the episode there.
Fucking again!
Again?
It was all this time.
You will watch as Rail is tugged, goes through the ice as if it's made out of water, and is tugged down into the depths below.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Oh, I thought we were on like cliffs.
You were making your way down off the cliff down to the valley.
Oh, okay.
But-
Oh, okay.
Listen.
No.
Look, no,
No.
listen. The ice is there. It's super, super thick, but they can obviously
Go through it.
They can
through
move
that
through
ice,
it.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not my fault.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah, it's just because I wanted to see. I didn't think they'd be right at the fucking edge.
I clearly indicated there
I
was
know.
a problem.
I know that.
I clearly said we're fucked.
Oh, like last time, Shahil said, stay away from the water. Well,
Whatever, bitch.
It's my god's
oh, he
word.
does it again.
It's my God's word. It won't hurt me.
I hate this boy. I hate this man.
Hey, listen.
No.
No, this time this is ice. This is thick ass
There's
ice.
no difference.
I'm not. They're not gonna pull. If it was any other creature, they would not have
Thank
been
you
able
all
to go
for
through-
watching.
Anyway,
guys.
this is grand.
We'll see you when we see you in 2 weeks' time, next Sunday.
Should I do the thing?
Take it away.
Great question, guys.
It's in the background. I just continue. So thank you everyone for watching. If you would like to see any of our previous episodes, to see how we got to this absolute mess of a disaster we're currently in, you can check out our YouTube channel. So it has not just us, not just PB Rebellium. It also has Beta Questers, and it has two other streams, two other groups as well. I think we started uploading them as well. You can also keep up to date with our Twitter and our TikTok, and just follow those. You'll get some updates eventually, if I remember to do it. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.